who's the top dog in local corruption? Stick around and we'll get down to this. And we'll find out just for sure who it is. How's it going, everyone? Trying to get back on here. We're going to talk about this, the top dog of local corruption, and how we're going to come to this conclusion. And I put off, I guess another day, this video I talked about, not that it's that big of a deal for everybody, but about this stuff with the biker stuff and all that. And one of the reasons for that is why, I want to get it where I can sit down and talk about it properly with a clear mind, because with that, I want to tell you my experience as an outlaw biker, right? And consider what that's considered, right? And one thing that fueled that is because my one video, certain comments, and I usually don't let this stuff get to me that much, but sometimes these hit pretty hard because, what it takes to earn that patch, and those who have truly earned it. There's a difference between those who have truly earned it and those who haven't, and that's some of the stuff we'll get into in that video. But the thing is, some of the stuff I ended up getting involved in, whether purposely or by accident, the experiences I've had, which ended up getting me on the FBI watch list and all kinds of goofy shit, right? Even though I'm not a criminal, and so then you'll see that experience, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about my situation here, it'll help you understand a little bit more about why they'd come at me so hard like this, and that these claims I'm making, which they refuse to come out and that they want to ignore it, right? Because they can't answer them because they know they'd be lying, okay? But because of those experiences, you will see how I got to know some of this system, how corrupt this system is, and how more criminal the system is than the so-called criminals they're going after. And I'm not trying to make light of any real criminals, but the worst criminals I've seen was in the system, and we'll get down into that video when I get, it's important for you guys to understand that for the rest of my situation you're talking that we get into, and then the things I say and where I'm coming from and how I evidence that, and how it's my life's experience that brings me to that. And we'll get into that to the next video, because right now my mind is on this thing. So much is going on, and we got to keep our diligent hearts, right? We got to keep our hearts in the right place, and we got to pay attention. But we got that hits the news, maybe you heard about it by now, this in Kentucky, this sheriff shot the judge, right? But he didn't shoot the deputy. But, so have you heard about that in Kentucky? I don't got, it all right. I'll see if I can put stuff up in the thing or, whatever. But whatever you've heard about it, if you've heard about it or not, and what it's coming down to is, for once, right now I'm going to stand up for the sheriff. Once upon a time, the sheriffs used to be some upstanding people, right? And we're seeing a big decline in that, and that's because of the power structure. And this is what we're getting at in the power structure. Okay, this sheriff, that's a no-no. Oh, and that's a no-no. You took out a judge, that's a no-no. He's the top guy of your local corruption, right? And this case has proven that, and now the stuff that's coming out, they're being hush about it, right? They're trying to hush all the evidence. They're trying to keep it so far from getting on the record as of right now, right? They're going to drag this out as much as they can. This dude's in danger. the sheriff's in danger and his family's in danger, and that's the truth. And he's even said that, right? There's some stuff that come out where when they arrest him, he said, you know, he took out the target for a reason. What was his target? Well, as it turns out, from the stuff, you know, there's nothing officially right now, but from the stuff from what I've been looking into, it turns out that this sheriff was, a year or two prior, there's a lot of crazy shit going on right over there, and a deputy something happened, and he was doing some very wrong stuff with a girl in the judge's chamber. And when the sheriff found out about it, he fired this deputy, right? Well, now fast forward to today's incident, or not today, but, you know, this recent thing. It turns out that this judge was, as far as it looks, was messing around with the sheriff's daughter, right? And that's why he found the judge's phone in the chambers, right? And speaking to him, whatever. So far, none of the audio has been released from that, but he's seen his daughter's number or whatever messages on there or whatever, the messages to his daughter or whatever it was, right? And then he just took the judge out, right? And you can look at the judge, you can just tell. And when you get exposed to local corruption enough, you can just tell who these people are, looking in their faces, looking in their eyes. You leave that little squirrel alone. So, yeah, Whiskey and I was in a dog fight, but we'll get into that in a minute. But anyways, this is how this corruption works. And, you know, so obviously the judge was going to get away with it, and the sheriff knew it. You know, the judge is untouchable, and the sheriff knew it, right? And so what's his answer? And then because his family was in danger, he took out the judge. And this was his way to answer it. You know what? And he's not something, he just then dropped the gun, come out with his hands up, said, hey, be good with me, be fair with me. And my wife and daughter, they're trying to kidnap my wife and daughter, he says, right? And, you know, well, you just took out the top of the power structure, and what does that tell you about that local area there in Kentucky? Can't say it's in every area, but there's a lot of areas you'd be surprised these kinds of things are going on, right? And who's all involved and how they get them all to keep their mouth shut, right? I mean, I have a hard time believing that our local sheriff would be so adamant about being so blatantly violating me, unless, you know, right? But we'll get into that stuff later, right? But don't forget, here in Defiance, if you want to break that power structure, you got to write in Lawrence Steele for sheriff come November, right? Get rid of this corruption, because, you know, how dirty is it here? The thing is, so that's what happened. And now this sheriff is what? And you can see that it don't matter. Nobody's on his side, because this is a big no-no, you know. So they're already doing their best to cover all the evidence. They're trying to act like they got no, you know, they don't believe they have any much knowledge of what was going on between the judge and the sheriff's daughter, stuff like that. Okay, that's just how it is. You know, it's take it for what it's worth, but, you know, there's the media, of course, you know, and they're going to say, oh, this, you know, you can't come to these conclusions, because they don't want you to you can come to the conclusions when you have the evidence, and they're hiding the evidence. Why are they hiding this evidence? Okay, there's enough there to tell us what's going on, and we're going to play these games? No. If this guy, if was he justified? What do you think? You know, if it's the way it looks, was this sheriff justified? Let me know in the comments, in your opinion. Was the sheriff justified in this instance? What do you think? You know what? Is this a thing where the law never worked, so I had to take it into my own hands kind of thing? You know, right? So otherwise, yeah, Whiskey and I, it's just rough anymore, you know? We're broken. That's what's messing around with my videos. I was on a good thing with the algorithms, and then bam, you know, these comments come out. It makes me reflect on a lot of my life that I've had to pretty much just forget about and hide from myself, right? To move on to whatever was supposed to be the right things. And But anyways, Whiskey and I was taking a walk, and the dog the other day, and the dog comes running up from behind, rah, 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 starting to shit, and I turn around, look at him, and say, "You get the fuck out of here," right? And he stop it. And so you go back this way. Anyway, sorry about that. Had to stop and let the kids pet the dog. You know, Whiskey, he loves all that attention. But so yeah, we're taking a walk, and this dog comes running up. So I just want to, you know, I'm not an animal. That's one of the things about my situation. They want to claim like I'm some kind of violent person, right? This is the whole shit they pulled on me. Violence, right? I'm violent, and you know, this is what they tried to, right? But everything in my life that I've been involved in, and things that happen to me prove I'm non-violent, right? So we get in this dog fight, and because one thing, you look how my dog's raised, you know, him and I spend all time together, right? And so he picks up my traits, of course, right? He's not a violent dog, you know, and he's not my guard dog. I'm his guard human. So that we're clear about that, right? And so, and I'm not, if you can't take care of your dog and your dog ain't attached, like a lot of people just don't understand the level of Whiskey and I being, you know, that's my best pal right now. And he has been through all of it, and he's proven his loyalty to me. And before all this shit went down with me, he was given a chance and a choice to go somewhere else or stick it out with me. And he made his own mind on his, you know, that's just the truth, right? And he did that, and it was confirmed that, you know, he's going to stick it out with me, right? And that's what, so, you know, loyalty right there, right? And there's that's what, and so, you know, I'm his guard human, right? And we've been in issues before with other dogs, and, you know, ever since we've had to lose our home, that his experiences with other dogs have not been great. And because whatever, sometimes they try to team up against him or whatever, but he's earned his patch, I'll tell you that right now. When I earned a new patch, right, fighting against dogs. So this freaking big old freaking thing comes running out from behind, and I turn around, and I'm not, you know, but so what I'm getting at is, yeah, understand it's your job to raise your dog properly. And if you ain't truly treating it like it's a member of your family, and teaching him how to be a good dog or whatever, you know, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, I'm not letting something happen to my dog. I'm not here to hurt anyone's animal, and or see their animal get put down. And so, you know, maybe I don't necessarily come forth with all the information when suddenly someone else calls the police, right? So anyways, so we're taking but anyways, I'll put your dog down, right? If it comes attacking my dog. And because my thing is, so we're taking a walk, Whiskey and I, and we'll go this way, come on. And this dog comes, so I turn around, "You get out of here," right? He turns around, runs the other way, and then we keep going. And this goes on for like 4 blocks almost, pretty much, but when it starts from where it starts, and this dog comes out from the other side of the road, and I understand, you know, this family didn't mean, you know, so anyways, they come running up to get their dog, and they're like, and they finally catch him because he come running back up then, right? And so I'm like, "You get out of here," and yelling at him again, "You get out of here," because he's, you know, barking at my dog, but he stops between me, but tries to get around me to get to mine. And so finally the people, the masters, right, show up and grab him by the collar. Finally, it took them quite a few minutes there, and they finally get him, and now my blood's boiling and pumping up, and like I'm in fight mode, right? And man, I think I'm about to die of a heart attack at the moment. Couldn't catch my breath, thought I was gonna die right then and there. And the thing is, my dog has a disadvantage, and I can't let him loose and turn him loose on that dog, because that's gonna cause problems, right? And he has a disadvantage fighting back, protecting himself, because he's stuck on this leash, right? And so I'm in between these two dogs, and finally they catch their dog and go back towards their house or whatever. Whiskey and I's going on, think it's all done, and all of a sudden this thing comes running back up behind him again, behind us, right? And he had no collar, so he must have slipped out of the collar when they had him, right? And the dude is like 3 of me at least, right? And so this starts going on, and it's getting way out of control, and he finally nips my dog, and I'm like, fuck no. I get between them, grab that dog. I said I wasn't, whether I got nailed or not, I'm not going to explain that, because I don't want, anyways, I don't know for sure that the dog was acting originally out of violence, or all the hype made it worse. I don't know, right? But he was coming after my dog, and my dog has a disadvantage, and I'm not trying to play this game if my dog will win or not. I'm protecting my dog. He's my buddy, right? He's not here to fight, and he's, I got to pull him back. Because he's trying to defend himself, right? Well, the dog makes contact with my dog, gets him. And so that right then and there, now it's on, right? And it's on like I'm in a fight. And now I'm between these two dogs, fighting off this other dog, fighting them off. And finally I got to yell at these people, jump on your fucking dog, right? Otherwise I'm going to have to kill him. And that's where it's at. You jump, and I'm not saying that this dog couldn't find a way to take me on, he was, but he was going after my dog is what his target was, right? Target wasn't me, and so then somebody else seen it, because this is going on for 4 blocks, and me yelling at this dog, fighting with this dog, fighting between 2 dogs, all over the ground, all over. It's crazy, right? It's going literally crazy, and so somebody called the police. Because these people, and I'm not trying to put people down, but look, this kind of thing happens. And even if it means you get bit by your own dog, you jump on your fucking dog. I would have to do it. And I sure would do it if my dog was the aggressor, okay? Because now you got a chance that your dog's gonna not only very seriously injure my dog, because I'm not gonna let my dog fight back and then get in trouble for it, right? And you got now a risk that not only that your dog's gonna bite me, right? And whether it happened or not, because now the police get involved. Finally, when the cop car pulls up, the dog takes off fucking running wherever the owner still goes after him. And but I'm like out of breath, dizzy, about to fall down. It's like that was like my last big fight, or whatever, right? It was just like, it took me everything, right? And I'm still sore as fuck from it, but it took me a while to get my breath back. Whiskey and I go sit down, and he's like, oh, pawing up on me like, yeah, you did it, whatever. But, so we had our dog fight there or whatever, right? And so now, because the cops were called, then another cop showed up when finally I got my breath back, stuff Whiskey, and I go to leave from that area, and another cop pulls up, and then, and this is not what I want, right? Because now it turns into, whatever. So I tell it, whatever. I don't got no address to give you. I don't got, but, here's what, whatever. I check my dog over. I don't see blood all over. And, but he's got a little bump. It's, he's got some injuries, but whatever. I didn't tell the cop all that. I was making sure Whiskey was, within reason, right? So I told, because I was like, look, I know their dog maybe, it's maybe their family dog. He's too young yet or whatever, but they got to get a grip on that fucking dog, right? Because I'll go pet it right now. I don't got a problem with the dog, right? But if it comes down to that, then that's what it's going to come down to. I'm not here. I love all dogs, but, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure anyone should understand, right? So then now it turns out then the dog warden calls me to verify what happened, and like I told him, I don't want somebody's dog getting put down over this. They just need to understand. So it turns out they got cited and stuff, right? They need to understand that they got to get that dog under wraps, right? Otherwise, because my dog's family, period, right? And that's how he's treated, and that's how, but he ain't running around terrorizing nobody. And I'm not saying this dog would go chasing after people, but, we had an incident before. One time at night, we was walking through the area, and this freaking dog come running, and I had to chase him away, right? And it turns out it was the same dog. Keep your dog in the house, on your property. And when you come running up, make sure he listens to you. And if you got to tackle your own dog, fucking tackle your own dog. Otherwise, you're putting it in my hands, because I'm not going to wait to see what happens, right? I seen him bite down on Whiskey, and that was all it took. Right now, it's far enough. Now I'm on the ground between two dogs, fighting two dogs, whatever. Jump on your fucking dog, right? Get it, understand, treat your dogs properly, train them properly, but the system that wants to claim, wants to claim how violent I am, but here I was in this violent situation, did everything, as always, to do my best to stay away from the violence and avert it, and, all that shit like that, right? But so, yeah, Whiskey had a dog fight there, and then it turns into, now I'm pressured to get my dog tags and all this bullshit over that. That's why I don't want the cops involved. That's why you need to keep control of your dogs, of all your pets, or, whatever, your children, everything else. When they get out of control, step up and correct them. Don't make it turn out into a situation, right? And anyways, I'm not being threatening in that manner. I'm just being real about stuff. Real about everything. That's what it is. That's what it boils down to, right? And I'm not here to start nothing, right? But if you start it, I finish it. That's in my blood. That's who I am, right? But don't start none. There won't be nothing, right? And so we get back to our whole power structure thing, looking at this incident over there in Kentucky, but now bring it full circle, and I look at my own experience and crap that's going on, and then you understand that power structure, okay? And they're, the way they're coming after me now, because these people, couldn't contain their dog. Now suddenly it's putting me in this, giving these people opportunity to try to fuck with me, right? Because I'll tell you what happened, this power structure, okay? The last couple of videos I made that was calling out, that was explaining to you about the Masons, how it operates. See, if I was wrong about this stuff, it wouldn't be going on like this, okay? But I did that one, and then did the video at the sheriff's department, yelling my bullshit about that asshole, whatever, right? But because I've done nothing that's actually criminal that they could arrest me for, and they're pissed off about it. So instead, now my son was moved from this local prison that he was just recently moved to, so that, I'd be able to try to visit him, right? But now he's moved over to, they decided to come up with, out of no reason, and nobody contacts me back. Nobody has any answers, but suddenly now, after 2 months of no issues, and this whole time he's been, even before he got moved there, doing all this stuff to get his shit right and do the right things, right? And clean his act up. And he gets moved over there, doesn't know a soul, right? And now suddenly somebody submits a thing that a staff member has some kind of relationship with him, and they want to make no contact. And I'm like, and this is a lie. Okay, I find no evidence of this, and they won't contact, they won't answer about it. But what it is, so they couldn't come after me, so now they're retaliating because they have the power and they pretend they don't. So they use that power to now fuck with my son, right? and they think, what is it going to take to shut this guy up? Well, now you done pissed me off more, okay? Because you dishonorable assholes, this is how, still, I call you out on the bullshit, and you still choose dishonor. You still choose dishonor, right? And this is the games they play. And this is the power structure, as I've explained. And now you understand what's going on over in Kentucky with that sheriff who took out the judge, right? It's dirty, rotten, and this is what happens. Until we all stand together, it's going to continue to get worse. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate it very much. Check out the store. I've got the link in the description. And check it out. It helps support what's going on and helps support my cause to run for sheriff, right? And otherwise, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep all of his commandments. For that is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. See ya.